How's it going, guys? My name is Aiori, and I wanted to make this little video here to kind of wrap up what I said in my last video, Nuketage #1.
Hell yeah.
Um,
350.
just to give a little insight on who I am and what I do. I am on the server Belgoth speaking. With the guild, I'm a guild master of Bravo 50, which is a PvE and PvP. We're listed as casual, but we're kind of hardcores by how many hours we play. But I leveled completely as a Sawbones healer. It was a fairly easy leveling experience. It was just me and Bodar. I could keep him up through almost any champion fight. I mean, any leveling quest that I needed, I could keep him and me up through most of it. Leveling wasn't that bad. The war zones were pretty fun. I think I was about level Valor rank 45 before I hit level 50, I believe. Actually, no. Yeah, I was around level 45. In my Nuketage video, I was going Scrapper. I do it every now and then, just have a little fun. Because as fun as healing is, I do like to do a little damage. That's what I used to do in all the other MMOs that I play. But I wanted to show, after all my aggravation while leveling and PvPing, the operatives and scoundrels damage and burst ability. I wasn't saying anything about their survivability or limitations or anything like that. I just want to show the potential of bursts that I could get out of them. And this was best shown by getting all the buffs I possibly could. My gear is it's not the best, but it was a better gear than the people I was going up against. I picked on the lower gear targets for a reason. I wanted to show the absolute best potential that I could pull off the gear and the setup that I had with my relic popped, my adrenal popped, both of which were crit and surge. So it didn't really affect my damage output, but it did affect. Well, I guess surge would be considered, affecting my damage. But a lot of people like to pop power when they're trying to make big crit videos, but I prefer to go crit surge because I like having the consistency of the crit surge relic and adrenal combo. I think after I pop both of those, I'm sitting about 52% tech critical chance and about 92% tech critical surge, which is a good amount of damage added on. And even in the best scenario where the people I was going up against had no gear whatsoever, no expertise gear anyway. And in the best possible circumstances, I had about 466 expertise, which rounded out to about 9.7% damage boost. And if the person I was going up against had 0% expertise, then he would be losing out about 10. If he was geared the same as I was, he'd be losing on 9.7% damage reduction, where I'll be having 9.7% damage buffing. So at most, I'm doing about 18% more damage if we were same geared PvP wise. If he was in the same, let's say, like, I guess that's the basis on whether he was on, say, if he has the same eye level gear as me, but he had like column eye or PvE set, so I'm doing the same amount of damage, but in that sense. But yeah, the main point of that video was to show the best possible burst potential that I could get out of what I had and what I could achieve with my crew skills, what I could find on the battlefield, and taking advantage of what my class can do at its best. As you can see in the video right now, I'm taking a lot of damage. I guess I'm pumping out also a good amount of damage. The sustained damage of the class is okay. As you can tell from my previous video, most of my damage comes from me opening out of stealth. When I'm not opening out of stealth, I'm trying my best to keep on backblasting. I try to keep pugnacity up at all times. Sometimes I forget. It's just me getting used to Scrapper. I mean, that's actually a lie, because I mean I have to keep pugnacity up as well as a healer too. So, but pugnacity restores 2% of my health every 3 seconds, which isn't really that great, but I mean it's something. And then I have defensive screen, which is on a 45-second cooldown, and dodge, which is like a cloak of shadows that's on a 1-minute cooldown. Besides that, I don't really have that much survivability. If I'm, most people, I mean, sorcerers aren't that bad. For a scoundrel at least. One problem I am facing is a really good marauder, system marauder, which is the DPS version. I mean, I guess a juggernaut could be a DPS too, but the marauder is the double-bladed, or not double-bladed, but dual-wielding lightsaber advanced class for the Sith warrior. And there's a couple on my server that know how to blow me up pretty nice. They pump out a lot of sustained damage, and they can get a lot of burst off too. The ones that usually destroy me are the ones that are usually pretty well geared. But move on to my next point. People, when I submitted my video to Reddit and the Old Republic forums, one thing they wanted to see was my damage outside of my burst and outside of stealth. As you see right now, I'm kind of kiting this sniper who has like a dead set mind to try to finish me off, and he gets pretty damn close too. Yeah, I get down to like 168 here. I'm able to kite away. I'm surprised no one, all the people that I passed through, no one decided to finish me off. I have defensive screen up right now, so that one little rifle shot that the operative threw at me didn't finish me off, but people wanted to see what the sustained damage was of a pretty well geared PvP scoundrel and in the level 50 bracket, and that's what I wanted to give in this video. The nerf that's coming in patch 1.1.1 is going to reduce the amount of damage by hidden strike and shoot first by 20%. So in my video that I show, take about those 5k crits and take about 20% of that off. And that's a pretty decent amount of damage. That's about 1,000 off. So instead of hitting 5k crits, I'm gonna be hitting 4. I know it's still, hey, you're still hitting 4k crits. But I mean, it does. I mean, it's a pretty big nerf. Along with that, Flechette round is something we pop. I'm pretty sure it's not on the global cooldown. And it's got a 12-second. I don't count. You can tell I'm not really all that great with Scrapper, but it's got a cooldown on it. Or does it? No, it does not. Wait, I'm not sure. I'll check that. Flechette round gives me when I first put the buff on me, it makes my next shoot first or black blast also put a dot on the person that I'm attacking. Although even after I cast shoot first or back blast, the buff is still applied, and the buff is still on me, and it gives me 50% armor penetration. BioWare is also nerfing that by 20%. That, in my opinion, is one of the best sustained damage. The thing that like makes Scrapper somewhat decent at sustained damage is that 50% armor penetration buff. Now that that's being nerfed, and now that our opener is being nerfed, I should stop saying our because I'm actually not a Scrapper for the most part. But with our opener being nerfed and our sustained damage being nerfed, it's gonna be hard to see how well this class does after patch 1.1.1. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say I guess, but as you can see right there, I'm doing that vanish combo where I took off. I want to get that healer out of the way because he's actually a pretty good healer. He was doing a really good job of keeping his buddies up. I want to get him out of the way. The opening buff, the out of stealth 20%. 20% is a big chunk, but it makes sense, I guess. It makes sense that our opener is being nerfed. I mean, BioWare never intended for our burst to be that big, nor any class to burst to be that big. They wanted the PvP. They wanted the PvP. Trying to think of the word here. PvP. I guess playstyle to be a lot more elongated and a lot more technical and a lot less bursty, like its clone counterpart, I guess you could say, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is a very bursty oriented game, and the only way to get kills in that game is to know how to line your burst up well and CC and all that jazz. I mean, I think BioWare along with the developers from Warhammer Online. They're the ones who designed the PvP and Star Wars: The Old Republic, by the way. They wanted a much more technical and longer fight, and the way Scoundrel and Operatives are set up right now is that we bypass that completely. I can take down someone in a global cooldown, as I showed in my Nuketage video, and I'm pretty sure BioWare did not want that to happen, and that's why the nerf is coming. So, on the flip side of that argument, besides our burst, we're actually pretty useless. We're one of the few classes that do not have an AoE knockback, which makes us pretty terrible in Hutball, because we all know how AoE knockbacks are pretty important, especially when the ball carrier and other teammates are on the platforms up top. And we don't really have that much utility. One thing that the Rogue was known for in World of Warcraft was its sap ability, and we do have a sap ability, but the problem with it is it fills up full resolve when you use it, which is not good at all, considering it makes your shoot first pointless, because not pointless, you still get the damage from it, but you don't get the knockback. Not the knockback, but the knockdown. And because of that, I almost never use Tranquilize. The only time I ever use a Tranquilizer is when I'm say I'm defending a door in Void Star and I need to stall somebody, and the best way to do so is by sapping him and make sure he gets sapped far away enough that my teammate isn't stupid enough to attack him. Besides that, we have one snare that's on a 12-second cooldown, which is, I think it's Sever Tendon for Operatives. I can't remember exactly the name for Scrapper, but when talented, it roots the target for 2 seconds on where they are, and then after that, it's a 50% movement reductions in your speed. Besides that ability, we are really easily able to be kited, and if we get kited, we are screwed beyond belief. Snipers, earlier in this video, the sniper that I was sparring it out with back and forth, I could tell was a very good kiter, and because of that, I decided not to fight him, because he would have won that battle, hands down. I had, actually the sniper's attacking me right now if I look correctly, and once we get kited, we really, if we're not close enough to apply our snare and our root, we really don't have much. One thing rogues and other stealth classes have in World of Warcraft was they always had that gap closer, whether it would be Feral Charge or Shadow Step, which gave the class a little more utility and definitely made it a more fun class, because I like jumping around the place. Besides that, we really have not too much utility. The nerf is weird. It's gonna make us useless as far, because the only thing we're doing right now is for damage, and now that our damage is gone, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm still gonna be playing Scrapper like I always do. I mean, not Scrapper, but Sawbones, because Sawbones is my thing. I love Sawbones, every fiber of my being. I just want to show Scrapper. I'll play it when I'm bored. I want to show the potential of Scrapper and what's wrong with it, and why it not necessarily needs to be nerfed, but needs to be changed in the way that the play style is. It's a very interesting play style. It's a very kind of boring play style, to be honest. Not much can happen. I mean, you're there to do damage. The big crits are nice, but after you start seeing them over and over again, it gets kind of boring, because it's just so easy for the crits to happen that it just kind of defeats the purpose. Not much to, I mean, there's nothing really that requires a lot of skill in the class. You have up a shoot for, I mean, you pop all your cooldowns on that first opening stun, and you've got the target pretty much screwed over from there on out. Unless your target has like a amazing pocket healer, or he's been guarded. I mean, look at this right here. If you're watching the fight, I mean, you see, there goes the healer, and because of that, he's doing a-okay. Sorry, I was watching the fight. But yeah, I think Bioware's getting a little nerf heavy, like the nerf to Biochem. I don't think Biochem needed to be nerfed, but everything else needed to be buffed because the game in the way it is. I mean, I'm running out of time. I guess I'll continue this conversation with the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.
Mighty Gerada the Hutt declares the Frog Dogs today's winners. Honor and